pick a card reading. Hello, if you're here for the first time, welcome. I hope you all are doing so good. Okay, so today's reading is your next meeting with them, your next encounter, your next meeting. What will it be like? And I'm just going to see what information comes out, okay? So yeah, your next time meeting them, what would it be like? Okay, and we have 3 groups for you to choose from. We have group 1, 2, and 3. If you want to pause the video to choose your group, feel free to do so, but I shall see you all in your readings. Hi, if you chose the first group, then this reading is for you. So your next meeting, encounter with the person on your mind, what might that be like? Okay, and we'll start off with your tarot cards. So we have the 5 of Swords upright, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and I don't know, the video cut out at some point, but yes. So we have 5 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and the Hermit in the upright, okay? So what will your next encounter / meeting be like with that? I'm honestly not really getting much from these cards, but it does seem that in this next meeting, you both will be hashing out a problem with each other. This doesn't feel like you two teaming up to sort out another conflict or another problem. This does feel like, you know, 2 of you coming together to sort out a conflict, or, you know, or maybe a conflict happens between you two. This conflict could be about a difficult time making a choice, coming to a final decision. And this decision could be in reference to a partnership that they have with someone else. And this does feel like it's a romantic partnership, but it could definitely be a friendship, business related, or family relationship, okay? The next time you see them, it either feels like they are entering the situation with the mindset of, this is already a missed opportunity, but for others, this is them saying or pointing out they missed an opportunity with someone else. And again, this doesn't necessarily feel like it's because of you. It doesn't feel like anything that you maybe had anything to do with. But they may open up to you about missing an opportunity with someone else. But this one actually does feel friendship related, though. They may tell you of a lost financial opportunity or an investment that didn't work out. So during this next meeting, they may hold back both physically and emotionally. This could be the both of you actually holding back, maybe one of you more than the other. But I do feel like during this next meeting, you could enlighten them. And this does feel career related or financial, or in regards to something they're passionate about. But it does feel like you will enlighten them the next time. And I can't clarify what this enlightenment is about. It feels like something that you maybe would be aware of. There's maybe even something that you could be aware of right now. For some of you, this could be in regards to a lack mindset with that 5 of Pentacles being there, or it could just be, you know, trouble with stability, trouble with money. But I do feel like you may leave this next meeting with a different perspective on them. So during this next meeting, they could be more on the reserved or shy side, or just a bit withdrawn. So what will your next meeting be like with them? So we have here job. Love what you do and do what you love. So this conflict could also be in regards to their job. So that could be something that you two actually discuss the next time you see each other. So it really does feel like you help this person with something job related or career related. I am not getting much messages for this group. So we also have music, sing the song of your soul and dance your unique rhythm. So I definitely feel that you both would be conversating and talking a lot during this next meeting. It feels like a resolution needs to be met between the two of you, but that may not be something that actually happens during this next meeting. But I would have to say, like, kind of starting with the Five of Swords, but ending with the Hermit. Maybe you guys both leave this meeting or they leave this meeting with you having given them advice or food for thought, you know? But during this next meeting, it feels like you guys have a conversation that you've either been trying to avoid, or a tough conversation, or a conversation that needed to be had, you know? But it feels like this conversation, the next time you see each other, is very, very different than the conversations you've had with them in the past. So we have here box, reveal your secret power. What would your next encounter with them be like? So for some of you during this next encounter, they could like act insecure, or they could be genuinely insecure about something. It just feels like they're putting themselves in a box the next time you see them. And the Five of Pentacles came out again to clarify. So for some of you, this box and this insecurity could be in reference to money. It could be in reference to feeling a sense of lack in another area of their life too, okay? But I'm also getting the message that during this next encounter, you may end up feeling kind of boxed in with them. It almost feels like you're kind of sharing in this energy. So I don't know if this is a joint feeling you both feel in reference to something like in regards to the connection you both have, or in reference to a third party type of situation, whether that be person, work related, money issues, you know? Okay, let's see what else we have. So we also have here, let yourself sparkle and shine. You are guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. So I'm actually getting the message that during this next meeting, there could be an energy of feeling like you can't let yourself sparkle. You can't let yourself shine and be bold. It's like you could enter this next meeting kind of hoping for that, hoping for, I don't want to say good vibes, but maybe hoping for recognition, clarified by the Two of Cups. Maybe even closure, Ace of Swords to clarify, maybe through a confirmation or a conversation that needs to be had. But it feels like the turn of events that actually happen between you two, it doesn't give you this feeling, but it may give you the opposite feeling, you know, unfortunately. Some of you here during this next encounter, it feels like they may not appreciate you, or that energy could come through the next time you see them. And I'm also getting the message that for some of you here, they could try to dim your shine, or, you know, dim that saucy pizazzness that you guys have, you know? So yeah, during this next encounter, they could try to, yeah, they could try to mess with your confidence in some way, all right? And you know what? When I was actually shuffling for this group, it was weird because it felt like this next meeting may not even be in the physical sense, you know, but for some of you, it definitely is. But for some of you here, it could be, I don't know, like messages over social media. Anyways, let's move on. So we also have revealing your true self. As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel loved for who you truly are. So during this next encounter, it feels like you'll be revealing a part of yourself to them that you haven't before. I'm going to see what, hold on. So it feels like actually, even if you guys end up having a conflict or a serious conversation or hashing something out, you know, with that Five of Swords being there, it feels like during this next meeting, you're going to be revealing a side to yourself that maybe they haven't seen before. And this side of you could be a more actually emotionally balanced side, you know? Maybe, and you know what, this could actually help the situation, but I feel like it won't be appreciated again with that Four of Cups being at the bottom. It just feels like, yeah, it may help, but the information or your energy, it almost feels like, let me see something. Yeah, it feels for some of you, you will be exhibiting a more, it's like your energies within yourself will be very balanced during your next meeting with them. I feel like this would be great for you and your energy, but I don't know about the situation as a whole though. So we also have limitation is power. Lean into your limitations. So it feels like during this next meeting, you'll be encouraging this person to lean into their limitations. Again, it feels like you're going to be giving this person advice or trying to guide them or support them, maybe help them. And you may try to encourage them to lean into their limitations, you know? But it feels like they may not take the advice. And, you're just being encouraged to kind of leave them to it if they don't, with that Five of Pentacles showing up again. Okay, let's see what else we have. So we have here time to play. Make time to dance and play. Okay, so during this next meeting, it feels like maybe it won't be all serious, maybe it ends up, I don't feel like, I don't know about it being all fun and games, but it honestly feels like, okay, we have this serious thing that needs to be discussed. I don't, maybe one of you, it feels like them though, they don't want to discuss it, like the more seriousness. Honestly, this next encounter with them, it feels like, again, it doesn't feel like that seriousness lasts the whole time, but honestly, this next encounter, it feels a little bit shallow, like it could be deeper, but someone doesn't want it to be, or someone doesn't want advice, or they don't want help when really they need it. But they may try to like make jokes, make light of certain situations, if that makes sense. So yes, for some of you, there could be some fun and games during this next encounter. It does feel like sweeping under the rug. It's like whatever the issue was, whatever this Five of Swords conflict is about, it feels like it is being swept under the rug a little bit. But if that works, if that's what you want, and that's what, works for the two of you. So we have here solemn. So it feels like, hold on, actually. So it feels like you're going to be in a solemn energy the next time you see them, or you may leave feeling that way. This feels like it could be in regards to something in particular, though, so I'm going to see what this could be. So for some of you, I'm hearing it could be you're going to be feeling solemn because you have to get back to work, or because you have to work in some way. So it could be that you're busy, other priorities, so maybe you're not able to kind of give the time, with that Ace of Pentacles being in reverse. Like maybe you're not able to give this person the amount of time and investment that you would normally, so it could be a bit rushed even for some of you, because it doesn't feel like it, whatever happens between you and this person, it doesn't feel like closure. It feels like there's still more, more to come between you and this person. But some of you could be feeling solemn because of work issues. This may not actually be in reference to your own work issues, but maybe even theirs. So we have here gentle. So I'm not actually getting a message about gentle. I'm getting a message about someone being vulnerable and someone kind of entering this next meeting, either acting vulnerable, being vulnerable, or opening up about their vulnerabilities in some way. And it does feel like the person you're asking about. This feels like, I don't know, this feels like more like acting gentle in some way. So we have here unfriendly. Okay, so please take what resonates. But during this next meeting, they're either going to be in an unfriendly energy or they're going to be unfriendly towards you. Or, maybe, them, being in an unfriendly energy is what maybe kicks off this conflict for some of you here. And for some of you, maybe this unfriendly energy is not even being directed towards you, but towards someone else. And I feel like them having this energy is definitely going to make you question what's going on with them. And it may cause you, yeah. So yeah, you could definitely end up questioning this energy, wanting to know more about what's bothering them. So we also have inhibited. So I feel like during this next meeting, you're definitely going to feel more inhibited. It feels like you were maybe hoping to feel another way, but it ends up you feeling inhibited in some way. So yeah, during this next meeting, they could be the one definitely kind of leading it. It feels like they're gonna be in control, if that makes sense. We also have ambitious. But it feels like you're gonna leave this meeting feeling more ambitious about this person. Okay. So please only take what resonates, though. I wasn't getting much messages for this group, but I do hope it could be helpful and resonate for someone. But I am wishing you all the absolute best, okay? Please take care of yourselves. Bye. Hi, if you chose the second group, then this reading is for you. So, the person on your mind, what will your next meeting with them be like, okay? This group got a bunch of extra cards as well. So, we'll see what comes out. So, we have the page. No, we don't. We have the Fool in reverse. We have the Page of Wands in reverse. And we also have the Lovers in the upright, okay? So we'll see what your next meeting with them might be like, okay? Okay, so it seems that during this next meeting, you both will be acting immaturely or inexperienced in some way. For some of you, this is not, it doesn't necessarily feel like a negative, this immaturity. It feels like maybe even just maybe feeling unfamiliar with each other, maybe the environment that you both are in. But this immaturity on their side could be coming from indecision, perhaps about how your connection is in comparison to work or other responsibilities that they may have. Or how your connection will work with certain responsibilities that they may have. It seems that you could possibly be acting immaturely because of your feelings towards them. It feels like you have, genuine feelings for them. Maybe even, you love this person and you want to be with them. Maybe you want a new beginning with them. I just want to point out that this immaturity doesn't feel toxic, in my opinion. So during this next encounter, there could be confusion on how to approach or kind of act around each other as well. They may show a certain level of disinterest. Let me see. At the beginning, they may show a certain level of disinterest, apathy, maybe even a lack of commitment. They or you or both of you could be in the energy of not wanting to commit to anything more serious. But this may be like a general energy as opposed to being directly, you know, directed towards each other specifically. Hi, Papa. So for some of you here, this next encounter could be quite physical or it could end up being physical. It's like at first, maybe it's a bit awkward. You don't really know how to interact with each other for whatever reason. But it feels like as the day or as the time goes past, you guys will start to feel more comfortable with each other. For some of you, it does feel like there's a third party, but it does feel work related. It could definitely be another person if that's something you're aware of. And I feel for some of you, it could be another romantic connection, but you could already be aware that the person you're asking about doesn't have feelings for this other person, but they could feel a certain responsibility to this other person. So I feel like that energy could be getting in the way, but for others of you, it definitely is work commitments as opposed to the other thing I just said. So yeah, this next encounter may start off feeling a tad awkward for some of you here. It does feel like there's an energy or something in their mind, something that they're, experiencing in their personal lives that is holding them back, and for some of you, they have a fear of hurting you, betraying you. They're afraid of a bad ending for some of you, I'm hearing. It's like they don't want things to end badly and they could have a fear that it will, And I feel because, they have that thought in their head, they're holding back and they're approaching you with a certain level of apathy, which could be a bit confusing, and them being slightly closed off. It does feel like you both will be dealing with your different distractions. Like you could have things that you need to deal with. This could be during the next encounter. So, maybe, you need to check your phone constantly because of work or other things that you have going on. For some of you, maybe, there's another person with the both of you while this next encounter is happening. So it does feel like there is distractions on both sides. So you may start off feeling like feeling naive, honestly, for being indecisive or feeling indecisive about them. This could be actually 100% the other way around, or maybe even a mutual feeling between the two of you, where it's like you both were confused, indecisive about each other. Let me see. This does feel like in reference to moving forward with each other. And this does feel in reference to a more serious commitment as well, with that Hierophant being at the bottom. So it almost feels like you or they or both of you have had your fair share of indecisive thoughts about one another. But during this next encounter, someone here is going to feel a bit silly for having those doubts for whatever reason. It feels like there's some confusion, honestly, in how to handle one another. They may be feeling insecure as well. I'm not actually feeling this insecurity on your side. If anything, I see you being in that Nine of Pentacles energy. But this indecision, this Two of Swords I keep seeing, it does feel like it is coming from their side. But it could be a bit of both as well, you know? And for some of you, they could be feeling insecure, and this could be that they feel you are better than them in more ways than one, you know? It's like during this next meeting, they won't feel inclined to take any risks. It does feel like you two are low-key really happy and excited to see each other, to be around each other. But it's either that you don't want the other to notice, or they or you want to play it cool, you know? Honestly, for some of you, this next meeting has the energy of a one-night stand. I don't know if it will be that way, or for a lot of you, it doesn't feel that way. It may be like this next meeting is going, like the next meeting after this next meeting will take a minute, you know, or it would take a while to sort out when you guys will next see each other again. So that could be the reason why I have the energy of a one-night stand. For some of you, that could literally be the case, because it does, yeah. So I was asking myself, it does feel for some of you, this person is in a relationship with someone else, with that Four of Wands being at the bottom. So for some of you, that could be the reason why there's an energy of a one-night stand. But again, Ace of Cups. I keep seeing the Ace of Cups when I'm clarifying certain things, but I'm just not sure why. Yeah, I can't seem to clarify it, or there's just different reasons. You know, it's just not the same. Like, it's not a collective energy, if that makes sense. But I do feel for some of you, this person may confess to you that they failed at a new relationship or a beginning with someone. Yeah, so for some of you, they could confess or open up to you about that. There could also be a lack of desire to deal with the situation at hand between the two of you, or to encourage anything solid between the two of you, or for some of you, even to deal with each other initially. There may be some dislike between the both of you actually at the beginning. This doesn't feel throughout your next meeting though. I'm going to see what that could be in regards to. Sorry, I totally forgot what I was meant to be clarifying. Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's the message I was actually getting earlier. So for some of you, so the Six of Wands came out. So this annoyance or this dislike or anger could come from the amount of attention that someone else is getting. It does feel like the attention that you are getting though. So honestly, it feels like this next meeting is tiring, or it starts off tiring. Like it could potentially drain you, and this could be because your need to focus on something else as well. So your attention could be quite split. This does feel like you may be giving to someone else. They may become angry or annoyed. And this does feel like it's because other people will admire you openly, and they may feel like you aren't paying enough attention to them, or that you are appreciating the attention and maybe compliments that you're actually getting from other people. Let me see something. I mean, yeah, they could become slightly jealous at that. So yeah, during this next encounter, or upon entering this next encounter, it does feel like they are in a fearful energy. This feels like it's about a relationship or a new friendship that maybe you have with someone else, or maybe even the future of your relationship with this person that you're asking about. Hold on, okay. So yeah, this person that is fearful that you will move on, and this doesn't even necessarily need to be in another relationship. They could be fearful, again, Nine of Pentacles. So it could be in reference to a relationship. It could definitely be in reference to you just being like, I don't want to say recognizing your worth, or, whatever it may be. But, so for some of you, it's like they could just be fearful that you wouldn't want to tolerate them, you know? Okay, so for some of you, there is a strong indication that this next encounter will be the last, especially if they are in a relationship, okay? Well, only take that if it resonates, because that's not for everyone. They may give you bad news about a relationship or being in a relationship. It doesn't feel like they are happy with this person, if I'm being honest. Like I'm hearing out of survival, out of necessity, it's just a smart choice. Wait, hold on. It feels like this other person kind of lets them be free, like lets them do their own thing without kind of questioning them too much. So they may feel quite protective of this person, but they may not, the romantic feelings may not be there like that for them, It feels like they won't get the chance to tell you how they really feel, which is that they like their independence, which this other person gives them, and they feel that you wouldn't, and they could be afraid to actually vocalize that and say that to you, maybe because of how you might react in their opinion or perspective, imagination. I think I said this already, but it could end up being a physical thing for sure, which seems to be fulfilling and a pleasant encounter, if I'm being honest. For some of you, this person has such a limited mindset when it comes to you or when it comes to relationships that they don't believe they could have anything with you. It feels like after this encounter, that's when they awaken to your connection and the, deeper feelings that they have for you. But it would take them a while to do something about it. Trust yourself on whether or not you want to wait for them. But the advice that's coming through is to definitely continue to focus on yourself, especially for those of you who have travel goals, okay? So this person during your next encounter, they will definitely feel heavily attracted to you, to your sensuality, to your independence, your mystery. They'll find it very hard to stay away from you, if I'm being honest. And it feels like you two will get along and feel quite compatible, especially more towards the end of your next meeting with them. I feel like after you both warm up to each other, that's when you both will feel more romantic or comfortable being romantic with each other, especially them, though. You may realize that you both have similar values, wants, and desires, which will make them feel like they've made the wrong choice. It just feels like they feel bound to someone else, whether this be through kids, responsibilities, or traditions. So we have his sex, kiss, hug. So there's either going to be a desire to be intimate, or this is something that could end up manifesting between the two of you. So we have here gift. So they either will be more present with you, or they will work on being more present with you during this next encounter, or maybe even after this next encounter. So we have here naked. So it could definitely end up being something physical between the two of you if it gets that far. Okay, so this feels like a desire. It feels like a desire for intimacy. It feels like a desire to be vulnerable, to express themselves. So for some, I'm hearing during this next encounter, there could be sex involved, if I'm being honest. It does seem to be enjoyable, actually, for the two of you. But again, with that Five of Pentacles being there, nothing may happen or manifest straight away after this encounter, or it could take a minute. So we have here life lessons. You can break free from recurring negative patterns by praying to know the lessons and blessings that they contain. So I asked myself during this next encounter, would you be taking away some sort of lesson? And the Six of Swords came out. So for some of you, you could be taking away some type of lesson in regards to this next meeting. And it could be in reference to walking away, moving on, choosing a healthier, more fulfilling path to you, one that, where someone is maybe not withdrawn from you or apathetic towards you, or someone who is emotionally open towards you, instead having that 10 of Cups. Yeah, so some of you could be taking away that lesson. That's not for everyone, though. So we also have here divine life purpose. So I'm actually seeing that this next encounter could lead you towards your divine life purpose, or it could help you, hold on, it could help you pursue. This feels like something you're already aware of, actually. It feels like after this next encounter, you're going to be focusing on other things that may or will fulfill you. So we have here divine intervention. So yeah, I do feel like this is in reference to space after the connection clarified by the death card. So it feels like after this next encounter, there could be a bit of a intervention between the two of you. Again, time, space, maybe distance. But this is so that they can get clarity and so that you can gain clarity. It feels like you both will be awakening in different ways, you know? So, okay, sorry, my battery died at some point. Okay, God. So I feel like you'll be keeping it more casual and conservative during this next meeting, or in a more earthy, chilled energy. There could potentially be a renewal for some of you. For some of you, it does feel like an ending. Maybe that renewal will come later. But it does feel like there will either be a renewal or an ending. It feels like you encourage this person to be more serious. And this is not even about you. This could be about a commitment they already have, whether it be to a person. For some of you, I do feel like this is a financial commitment though. So you could encourage them to, take something more seriously. I feel like during this next encounter, they will be in a more versatile energy, like switching from apathy to romantic. I do feel like once they come out of that apathetic energy, um, I don't feel like they will go back into that energy during your time together. So during this next encounter, they may be a bit forceful, and this could be in regards to getting you to open up. For some of you, it could be in reference to intimacy, so don't do anything for the sake of it or to make anyone else happy. Only do stuff if you want to, okay? I'm hearing specifically if you initiate it. Like if you specifically initiate it. So yeah, there's another message that this person won't be inclined to make a choice during this next meeting as well. So if that's something that you wanted to happen or you was hoping to happen, it may not occur. That's not for everyone though. So religious stuff could get in the way of your next meeting, or it will be a discussion, maybe talking about your different beliefs, and there could actually be a lot of similarities in reference to your different beliefs as well. But I do feel like you both will end up getting out of your shells with this free will, get out of your cocoon card. And I feel like, yeah, they will view you as very beautiful during this next encounter, as a work of art, as it says here. But yeah, it definitely feels like there's a lot more going on in reference to your connection. But anyways, I do hope this reading could be, I hope this reading wasn't too confusing, but I hope it could be helpful and make sense to someone though. And I am wishing you all the best, all right? Take care. Bye. Hey there, so you chose the first group and this reading is for you, okay? So the person on your mind, what will your next meeting with them be like, right? And we will start off with the tarot cards. So we have Three of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Moon in reverse. So what will your next encounter with them be like? Sorry, I had to pause the video to do something. Okay, sorry about that. All right. So the person on your mind, what will your next meeting with them be like? Okay, so I feel like during the beginning of your next encounter meeting with them, it feels like you both are working through some difficult emotions, like you'll both be talking. It's either talking or feeling an ending. But I do for a lot of you feel for a lot of you it could be talking about an ending and maybe how it made one or the both of you feel. It's like you may start off with the two of you feeling quite heartbroken, sad, a little lost and uneasy and not fully present. Honestly, it seems like forgiveness changes the energy and the dynamic between you two pretty quickly. It feels like maybe they'll try to make you laugh and it works. And I'm not saying like everything is brushed underneath the carpet or anything like that in reference to this Three of Swords. I do feel like this will be discussed more in depth at a later time with the Four of Swords that came up to clarify and the Six of Pentacles that came out, both upright. It feels like this is something that will be resolved at a later date, just maybe not during your next meeting. But it does feel like a conversation that will still be had. So it feels like someone may feel that they are betraying someone else. This doesn't feel like them betraying you or you betraying them. It does feel external. But it's like by you two being with each other, they'll feel like they're betraying someone else. And I feel like this energy could even be coming from your side. So please only take what resonates. So it could be them, it could be you, it could be a mutual feeling as well. But yeah, there it feels like there's some fears, like things in the back of your mind or their mind that by you two being with each other, you guys are betraying someone else's trust. So I feel like during this next encounter, I feel like at first things are definitely gonna start off a bit rocky. Um, it feels like you may even try to leave this person out, like alienate them, like pretend they don't exist, but it won't work. Or you will change your mind, it feels like actually. This heartbreak, it feels like a feeling as opposed to something you both talk about. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to explain a scenario that's coming to my head. I'm not saying that's what's going on during this next meeting, but like this is the best way I can describe it. So imagine my friend, my best friend, I don't have any friends, but I'm just using it as an example. So my best friend has a boyfriend or an ex-boyfriend even, and this boyfriend has a crush on me and maybe I have a crush on them, but we both still care for my best friend and their ex. So it's almost like I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh my god. So yeah, it's like you two don't officially talk about your feelings for each other, but it's still a feeling. You both still feel it, you know? So yeah, that's the energy that was coming out, and I hope that could make sense or be helpful to someone. But having said that, after this Three of Swords energy, it does feel like you two will be getting along and maybe even having, fun with one another. For some, this does feel like a group setting. During this next encounter, it's like they will confess something to you, and this could be in reference to their attraction or their feelings about you. And for some, this is in reference to a dream they had about you. But I do feel like during this next encounter, you're definitely going to be the one in control, in a take charge energy. You're the one that's taking the lead. And I feel like tempers could rise also during this next meeting. But again, it doesn't feel like it's between the two of you. It feels external. Either your environment is just quite chaotic, a lot of noise, maybe especially if you are going somewhere like where they do activities and the whole hoopla and stuff. Oh God, sorry, my brain is not working today. But so yeah, it feels like this aggressiveness or these tempers could be outside, external to you two. But for some of you here, someone could be directing that energy at you two. Okay? But I do feel like during this next encounter, they're going to be feeling more brave. This is in regards to you. They're going to be feeling more confident as well. I feel like you guys are going to be heavily, heavily, heavily attracted to each other. I feel like it's more so coming from them to you, though, if I'm being honest. So this person, during this next meeting, they may, touch you subtly. It doesn't feel like it feels touchy feely, but it feels subtle. It doesn't feel like, I don't know. Do you know how sometimes touchy feely it could seem not aggressive, but you know what I mean? It's just like a lot, but I don't know. Anyways, the intimacy between you two, it just feels really subtle, And I don't know if that's a subtle in a way where it's like you're trying to keep it a secret, or if it's subtle in a way where it's just them being a bit more gentle. It does actually feel for some of you like they are wanting to be respectful. They'll feel like you are incredibly sexy, honestly. I feel like they'll also be either realizing. I was getting confused with that word. I'm like, am I supposed to say releasing or realizing? So for some of you, they could be realizing their fears where you're concerned during this next meeting, but for others of you, they will be releasing their fears where you're concerned during this next meeting. Okay. And I do feel that you may find out a secret. You may either find out a secret about them during the next time you see them, or they may tell you a secret, either about them doing or being impulsive, like doing something impulsive or being impulsive. But I do feel like they will tell you a truth during this next encounter. The start does feel emotional, but by the end, I feel like you'll both feel quite composed, chill, and enjoying each other's company, honestly. And for some of you here, I'm hearing that you may not even spend a significant amount of time with them, but it's like the initial hurt that's there, that will definitely leave by the time you guys go your separate ways. So we have here teeth. What will your next encounter with them be like? So during this next encounter, it seems like you both will actually be taking a risk in regards to the other. I'm going to see if I can clarify what that risk would be. This is in reference to telling the truth, being emotionally mature in some way, like doing the right thing. Justice card at the bottom. So we have here shopping. Pay attention to what energizes you. So there is this energy of realizing how you both feel about one another and kind of wanting to explore that more. But for some reason, take this if it resonates, but it feels like you're a bit more resistant in regards to that energy. It feels like they're totally up for it, but that you may be a bit more resistant to that. Okay, so we have here car. Get into the driver's seat of your life. Yeah, definitely feels like you'll be the one in control during this next encounter. 1 second. In control of what? Because it doesn't necessarily feel like you'll be in control of them. This could be you being in control of yourself. Okay, it could be it could be in control of the direction of the connection that you both have as well. It's like you'll be navigating. I'm hearing maybe you'll be the one setting the rules in some way, or wait, hold on, actually. It's like what is expected and what is accepted. It feels like you'll draw that line and make it very clear to them the next time you see them. So we have here forgiveness heals, and we have that right next to the Three of Swords. Let's see. Time to release repressed anger as it is blocking your health and happiness. All right, so there could be forgiveness on both parts actually during this next encounter, or maybe it's just different for everyone watching. But yeah, forgiveness could definitely take place during this next encounter. You know, with the moon being in reverse, anything that was maybe repressed before or being blocked will definitely come to the surface during this next encounter. So if you felt blocked in any way, or you felt like the connection was being blocked, I don't know if it will feel like this is completely removed, but there will definitely be a shift for sure. So we also have here unconventional. So this next encounter could be unconventional. It could be, what's that word I'm looking for? Random. Yeah, random. That's the word I'm looking for. So your next encounter with them could be a bit random. Maybe the way it happens. It feels like you both are going to be in an unconventional energy. So maybe kind of, 1 second. It feels like maybe you guys won't be your usual selves. Like, say, for example, I see someone all the time at work. You know, I'm one way at work. But you then see me on a night out and I'm completely different, you know? So for some of you, it could have that kind of energy to it. Not saying it's going to be like that, but it could have that similar energy to it, you know? So it's like, yeah. Anyways, I hope that makes sense. I feel like during this next encounter, they could actually point out to you how unique they find you, how different they find you in some way as well. They could show an appreciation to your different qualities, your unique qualities. Okay, so balanced life. It actually feels like you may decide to focus on yourself after this next meeting. I don't know if that means, you know, cutting this person off. I don't know. It could be different for everyone. But it does feel like after this next meeting, you'll be more focused on finding balance in your life and living a more balanced life in some way, with that Nine of Cups being at the bottom, kind of focusing on yourself and what brings you fulfillment and what brings you happiness, you know? But I do have to say that this balanced life, it doesn't feel in reference to your connection, although for some of you, it could definitely be that, especially if you're already on that path, you know? So we also have you are unique. So we have you're unique and we have you are unique. Be yourself as everyone else is taken. So actually, do you know what? I'm hearing that during this next meeting, I hear you saying or being in an energy where it's like, I am who I am, take it or leave it, do you know? Oh, so during this next meeting, you will be feeling much more confident being yourself. It's like, accept me for who I am because I don't give. I mean, with this judgment card coming out to clarify, I feel like, you being yourself who wouldn't be a problem for this person. Wait, it feels like they would appreciate it, if anything. So we have philosophical. So I asked if during this next encounter will the person you're asking about be in a philosophical energy, and then the hermit card came out to clarify. And I'm not saying the hermit is like someone who studies philosophy, but the hermit does take a step back in order to digest and contemplate. Anyways, I don't know what I'm waffling on about. So during this next encounter they could be in a more philosophical energy, or kind of, let me see something. Or I feel they would have made changes to the way they live. Like they could be living by a certain philosophy the next time you see them, and you could even notice this, or they could bring it to your attention, something along those lines. So we have here chatty. Do you know what? During this next meeting, it feels like they're going to be in the chatty energy. I don't really see you being in that energy, though that can be. So just be cautious or aware of someone else or other people trying to throw doubt over your connection to this person. Just follow what you believe to be right and true. Trust your intuition. Talk to this person. I don't really know what your dynamic is like with this person, so I'm trying to be a bit sensitive. But yeah. So, because it doesn't feel like this doubt is coming from your end or their end, it does feel external, okay? So, that could just be like an air of caution for some of you. So, we have here crazy. Okay, so it feels like they're going to be in this energy, and let me see if it's playful. I feel like this energy could be what breaks. It feels like a shell, not a shell. I'm so sorry, my brain is not working. But when the glass is shut, oh my god, break the ice. Yes, okay. So I feel like this is the energy that breaks the freaking ice, and I feel like that could be their energy, and it could definitely be in a playful way as well, with that Ten of Cups being here. And finally, we have extravagant. So I'm hearing that they will see you as extravagant. They may even treat you like you're extravagant, like you're special and expensive. But anyways, that is all I have for you, for those of you who chose this hit group. I'm sorry if it was confusing, but I do hope this could be helpful and resonate for someone. But I am wishing you all the best, okay? Please take care of yourselves. Bye.